Hello and welcome to NewPod. On some days, even stepping outside for a few minutes can take a lot of energy. Yet simple movement may support your mood without becoming a major achievement. In this episode, we explore physical activity as one possible way to support mental health.
Yes, and the word possible really matters. Movement can help. It is not a magic formula, and no one has to feel better right away. We can approach it gently, especially when energy is low. The goal is not to add another demand to an already difficult day. It is simply to open a door. Everyone can adapt it, postpone it, or set it aside depending on their situation.
Picture the end of an ordinary day. Your mind is full. Your body has been sitting for hours. A real workout feels like too much. A short walk to the end of the block may be a realistic option.
Exactly. The goal is not to turn that person into an athlete. It is to notice what movement may offer. We also need to recognize what it cannot solve on its own.
According to the World Health Organization, regular physical activity provides physical and mental benefits. These two dimensions go together. The body moves, and psychological well-being may also receive support.
For adults, physical activity may reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. The word may remains essential. Experiences vary with each person, their circumstances, and how they feel that day. Two people can do the same movement and feel differently. The same person can also experience two sessions differently. That variation is not failure.
It may also improve brain health. It can support sleep and contribute to overall well-being. These are several possible benefits, not one identical promise for everyone.
That helps us avoid a common trap. If one outing does not change your mood immediately, it was not necessarily pointless. One experience cannot define the role movement may have in a routine. You can move and still feel worried. You may notice only a slight change in energy or in the quality of the moment. Nothing needs to be forced.
This deserves a moment. When your mood is low, you may hope one action will bring clear relief. If nothing seems different, disappointment follows. But the benefits described by the World Health Organization relate to regular activity. Regular means looking at the whole pattern, not turning every session into a decisive test. An ordinary outing can simply be ordinary. It still has value without a dramatic breakthrough.
Exactly. Regular does not mean perfect. A routine can include breaks. It can change when fatigue, responsibilities, or daily life take up more room. The idea is not to maintain an unbroken streak. It is to return to movement when it becomes possible again. One inactive day does not prove everything is lost. You begin again from where you are, with the resources you have.
Wait, let us also clarify what physical activity means. It is easy to picture a gym, special clothing, or intense effort. But movement is not limited to organized sports.
Absolutely. It does not require competition. It does not necessarily require an expensive membership. This broader definition brings activity closer to real life.
Walking counts. Cycling counts too. Active chores and many everyday movements also have a place. Before adding an ambitious project, we can notice what already exists.
For example, walking to run a small errand is activity. Riding a bike is another form. A task that gets the body moving counts as well. There is no need to label it a workout.
This view can reduce pressure. We stop with what we think we should accomplish and start with what is accessible today. That shift matters when motivation is fragile. The chosen activity may look very simple from the outside. Other people's opinions do not determine its value. What matters is whether it can truly fit into your life.
For someone who is inactive, starting small may be more sustainable. Setting a difficult goal right away can make the first step feel enormous. A modest beginning leaves more room for consistency.
And modest does not mean meaningless. It means suited to your starting point. A short, manageable action may fit better than an impressive program that current life cannot sustain. Starting small also teaches you things. You discover the right time, the real obstacles, and the kind of movement you tolerate best. The routine grows from those observations.
Exactly. You can also adjust from one day to the next. A busy day may not call for the same movement as an easier one. Flexibility protects the routine from all or nothing thinking.
Consider a simple example. Someone thinks about cycling, but getting the bike out feels complicated that day. They can walk a little instead. Someone else planned a long walk, then realizes a shorter route better matches their energy. The original plan was not a promise to keep at any cost. The chosen movement serves the person. The person does not have to bend to the plan.
I like that idea. It also lets us count what is often forgotten. An active chore may already have used the body. Walking somewhere may have filled the available time. Recognizing these movements prevents the feeling that you did nothing all day. This is not about keeping a detailed log. It is about seeing reality fairly. Daily life sometimes includes more activity than we realize.
Movement can offer more than effort itself. A planned activity sometimes gives structure to the day. It creates a simple marker. There is a before, a moment of action, and an after.
That marker can help when days feel alike or unclear. It does not need to take much time. Its presence alone may give time a shape. You know that at some point you will change posture or location. This transition can become familiar. It offers a small anchor without requiring a perfectly organized day.
Activity may also provide a chance to go out in daylight. That detail changes the setting. You leave an indoor space and see something different. Movement then comes with a concrete transition.
Sometimes social contact is added too. It may be a shared activity or an ordinary encounter along the way. The benefit does not always come from one isolated element.
There may be movement, structure, daylight, and contact. Some aspects will matter more than others depending on the situation. Each person can notice what helps without creating a universal rule. One person may value getting outside. Another may prefer the rhythm of an active task. Someone else may find moving with company easier. Several paths remain possible.
These aspects can guide the choice. If going outside feels valuable, an outdoor walk may make sense. If social contact is more supportive, sharing a route can make activity easier. If solitude is needed, quiet movement may fit better. We are not seeking the best activity in absolute terms. We are seeking one that fits the current need and context. The same choice may not fit next week.
Wait, we must also make room for days when going out is too hard. The principle is still accessible movement. Everyday movement can happen without planning a major outing. You can change posture, do an active task, or take a few steps in a familiar space. Activity does not have to look visible or impressive. Its value depends on how well it fits the real situation, not on other people's opinions.
But let us set a very clear limit. These effects do not replace treatment when a condition is present. Physical activity can provide support. It must not become a reason to minimize a difficulty that requires professional care.
Yes, simply telling someone to move can be hurtful. It may suggest that everything depends on willpower. That is not our message. We are presenting one possible resource alongside care when it is needed. Psychological distress is not merely a lack of activity. A person who cannot move should not be blamed. Kindness is part of the approach.
Let us move to a practical application. The first step is choosing an accessible activity. Not the ideal activity in theory, but one that seems manageable with the time, energy, and options available now. You can begin with familiar movement. You can also simplify an idea that feels too large. Accessibility concerns both the effort and the organization required to begin.
Next, decide when it will happen. A vague time is easy to postpone. A specific moment provides a point of support. It can remain flexible if the day changes.
Also decide where. It may be a familiar route, a nearby space, or a place you already visit. Reducing last-minute decisions can make starting easier.
Then decide how long it will last. Again, the choice can stay modest. A realistic duration is better than one that feels discouraging before you begin.
Now you have a concrete intention, an activity, a time, a place, and a duration. This framework is not a rigid contract. It is a way to reduce uncertainty. If the plan needs to change, let it change. You can shorten, move, or replace the activity. Specific details are meant to support action, not create a new source of guilt.
The plan could use one simple sentence. After something already in my day, I do the chosen activity in the planned place for the chosen time. The existing routine becomes a marker. Adding movement does not necessarily require reorganizing the whole schedule. You can attach it to a transition that already exists, then calmly see whether that timing truly works.
If that timing does not work, you have learned something. Maybe the moment is too busy. Maybe the place requires too much preparation. Maybe the duration does not match the available energy. Instead of blaming a lack of willpower, adjust one part of the plan. This view is more practical and kinder. It turns difficulty into useful information for the next attempt, without demanding an immediate perfect solution.
Preparing the environment ahead of time also helps. You can make useful items available and clear the path toward action. The goal is to keep a small practical obstacle from deciding for you.
Yes, when energy is low, every extra decision can feel heavy. Simple preparation reduces that load. It does not create motivation, but it makes movement easier to start. Details clutter the beginning less. If the activity does not happen after all, preparation is not a failure. It simply remains available to help another time.
Preparing the environment can be very simple. Think about what usually blocks the move from intention to action. Make the useful item easy to find. Choose the place in advance. Know the route. This avoids negotiating every detail at the last moment. Preparation cannot guarantee activity. It only removes a few practical obstacles, which already supports getting started.
Yes, and you can plan a lighter version too. If the original activity becomes inaccessible, what simpler form could keep the same spirit? This is not another obligation. It is a side door. It avoids the harsh choice between doing everything and doing nothing. Some days the original version will fit. On others, the reduced one will be right. Sometimes rest will remain the appropriate answer. Flexibility is part of preparation.
After the activity, you can check your energy and mood. This is not about scoring or judging yourself. It is simply about noticing what is present with curiosity.
The effect may feel pleasant, neutral, or hard to notice. There is no need to demand a spectacular change after one session. That expectation would be burdensome and would ignore the variety of experiences.
This observation can guide what comes next. Maybe the chosen time worked. Maybe the duration was too ambitious. Maybe another activity would be more enjoyable. Adjustment is part of the process. You can keep a very simple mental note: more energy, less energy, or no obvious change. You can also observe mood without forcing it in any direction.
Keep this small observation descriptive. Before, energy seemed low. Afterward, it feels similar. Or the body may feel more tired while the mind feels slightly less crowded. Several sensations can coexist. They do not have to become one score. Simply gather an impression. Over time, these impressions can reveal what fits. One session does not need to deliver a final verdict.
If mood does not change, the plan is not automatically bad. Activity may have provided structure, an outing, or contact without creating a dramatic feeling. If the experience was unpleasant, that matters too. You can change the activity, context, or duration. You can also pause. The goal is to support well-being, not defend a habit that no longer fits the person.
One important limit remains. Activity must fit the person's health. What is accessible to one person is not automatically accessible to another. Respect for the body comes before the planned goal.
If you have an illness, pain, or are pregnant, professional guidance is recommended. The same applies when returning after a long period of inactivity. This guidance helps adapt movement to the situation.
To sum up, movement may support physical and mental health. It can be ordinary, modest, and flexible. It may provide structure, time outside, and sometimes connection. But it does not replace care.
One option is to identify a simple movement that could join an existing routine. No spectacular challenge. No guilt if adjustment is needed. Just one practical possibility that fits today. See you soon on NewPod.